So I did the drums as like a main structure, and I just decided to play around with some other sounds, and I found this sound that keeps making me laugh because it kind of sounds cheesy, but it doesn't matter to a degree, if just because it sounds like, quite obviously I did this with a MIDI keyboard, it kind of makes it have a sort of authentic kind of sound to it, strangely enough. But I just found this bassoon sound, which again, I can't hear it and not giggle a little bit, but I'm gonna work with it. So let's see what happens. As I'm doing Grime, I've done that bassoon. I wanted to give this a kind of what you'd call a kind of Esky flavour, EskiBeat flavour. Shout outs to Wiley, godfather of Grime, for that one. Like, you know, he invented that whole Esky sound, and I don't know, I wanted to come up with something that wasn't like a copy, but kind of had a bit of that Esky flavour in. So I did what I think a lot of, like, you know, the typical sound you kind of hear in there, which is this kind of blinking kind of sound. So I started off with like this pan pipe Peruvian. Just played with that, and then rather than just leave it at those pan pipes, I've messed around with the LFO to give it a real kind of Esky, kind of blinking kind of sound. So rather than the pan pipes you just heard, you got this. That's just playing around with a crazy LFO to make it sound like something completely different, almost sounds like a computer game or something. Yeah, so this is where I start to get really grimy now. I decided to, like, I created this kind of bass sound, this real sub-bassy sound, just with a sine wave, which is just... Probably going to add a bit more to it, but... And rather than just leave that kind of sub bass in there as it is, I decided to add some distortion on there, just to make it, you know, more obvious to hear, and also a bit more crazy, but also so you can hear, like, you might not hear the sub bass too well if you listen it on like this on your iPhone or just your laptop or anything like that. So if you add the distortion on there, it helps you be able to hear it on these other devices. But also it gives it this extra sort of crazy element, which is, for me, for the type of music I'm trying to do here, is quite appropriate. So you probably won't hear the bass too well just playing with this. It's kind of in the background, but then if I add the distortion, you hear that bounce. I wanted to add some kind of garagey slash housey kind of vibe to this. It kind of sounded like it needed it. I know you hear some of that in like Grime as well. I just wanted to do some like chopped up vocals, so I thought I'll take this and try and chop this sound up. It's just this sound here. It's let's have a go. It kind of maybe could work like that, but I'm going to chop it up a bit. So I chopped the samples up into 4 sections on this pad, so it's and messed around with the release on the sampler, so it kind of gives the vocals more of a percussive sort of sound. So it's yeah. So I'm just gonna play around with that and kind of see what comes to mind. And believe it or not, I've not far off putting the actual beat together. I've just decided to add one extra kind of section, like the chorus section. I just decided to add like this. It's like an organ, I guess. I'm not the best like instrumentalist musician. I'm a producer and rapper more than anything else. So hey, I might not play it perfect, but I can edit it whilst I played it. The main thing is to have the idea and have that down. So here we go. So I pretty much sculpted out the track, like the instrumental. All it needs is for me to pen the bars for this track. As usual, when I'm doing these beats, I normally make the beats and I'll do another video with me doing the lyrics over separate. Still need to do some mixing down, some other tweaks. Some of the levels need sorting out and might tweak a few other things, but this is pretty much the structure of it, so I'll just give you a quick listen. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm trying to put a video up the second Tuesday and fourth Tuesday of every month, give or take a day, but pretty much that's the structure I'm trying to work with at the moment as far as YouTube. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel or go to my website www.lordlav.com. Keep your eyes out for the mixtape when it's done. I've got a mixtape on the way. This track's going to feature on it amongst some of the others and some of the other videos you would have seen. But yeah, just keep in the loop what I'm doing. Have a good one. Hope you enjoyed the video. Cheers. Peace.